Hello everyone, welcome back to Talking Reds. It is Plymouth and it is Liverpool in the FA Cup fourth round, and we are live to give you the preview, to give you a little pre-match chat, to get you all warmed up for the game, get you ready for the game, and go over the team news, go over the predictions that we are going to give on Talking Reds, and get yourselves your chance to say in the chat as well. So I'm going to enter there so I can enter the chat. If you are wanting to get your predictions in, if you're wanting to get... 1 second, I'll take this off. I do apologise. So if you want to get your predictions in, if you are wanting to get your thoughts on the game in, let us know in the comments. We're getting people live as much as we can. That's just me. I've added myself in there. So I can get the chat up. I'll get it on my laptop as well so I can get the chat up. It's much easier for me to read then. So yeah, welcome everyone. Welcome if you are joining at home. Welcome to everyone that is joining, whether you're Liverpool fans, whether you're just general. If you're Plymouth fans, join us. If you're Plymouth fans, join us. Anyone could join us. Naj, it's a very young team. Most of it, I can go through the team. They've got a few youngsters in there. A good mix, a good few fringe players. Luis Diaz and probably Jota, maybe out of the first team. But I'm liking the team. Trey Ione right back according to live score. If that's right, is Trey Ione playing right back?
No, I don't. I'm not sure. I presume it was. I've just got a line up here myself now.
So there's.
I presume it was Gomez would be right back, and then it was Quansah and Endo.
Endo could be at centre back, yeah. So the live score just guessed where they're going. I'm going to say I thought Trey Ione is going to go right back, so Trey Ione will be midfield, yeah, and Endo will be. Yeah, you're absolutely spot on there. I think unless Quansah goes right back, Quansah has played right back.
Yeah.
A little bit in this game. So I'll go for the team news now, and I'll go for the team as well for Plymouth as well. So Kelleher in net for Liverpool, Tsimikas, Gomez, and we think Endo and Gomez maybe centre back, maybe Quansah right back, could be Gomez right back. Trey Ione, McConnell, and Elliott in midfield. That's a very, very young midfield, and not very. There's no defensive work at all there. Luis Diaz on the left, Diego Jota up front, and Chiesa. Are you happy with that team, Naj?
Yeah, there's one thing I will say. I'm very, very surprised that Luis Diaz has started, to be honest. I mean, last time, obviously, against Acrrington, I got the name wrong then. Who were they? Basically, I thought last time it was sort of like a mix of the sort of maybe fringe players, if you like, and then younger players. But this squad seems a little bit more, I don't know, a bit stronger, if you like, the starting lineup. Obviously, Diaz has played a lot of games this season. Yeah, I sort of presumed Diaz may get a start, though, due to the lack of minutes midweek. But, yeah, surprised. Jota, I think, needs a fitness. I think he 100%.
And it's probably good for Diaz to start on the left, isn't it, really? Because he's not getting a chance on the left recently. That's his position. He's not getting a chance for there because Gakpo's playing out of his skin. Diaz has been put down the middle. I think it says a lot about Núñez as well, you know. He's not playing Núñez at all. Again. And we're seeing reports constantly in Lincoln, Saudi. We're seeing reports of not being happy with Núñez and is possibly letting Núñez go and Jota go and Diaz go now. It says a lot about not playing Núñez anymore, but it's a chance to see Jota in it. It's very rare we get a chance to see Jota. You might as well use him when we've got him. He's one of them players, a bit like Chiesa.
Yeah, I mean, I think with Jota, like obviously at the start of the season, I think that he was going to be there, you know, off pre-season and the season started. I'd say that Jota was the main slot, but because his injury record is just appalling, I think he's just sort of stuck with the Diaz down the middle, and then that's sort of what it is at the minute. But I think if Jota, you know, gets up to fitness again and starts scoring, I think we may see a little bit more rotation with regards to Diaz, maybe going back out on the left a bit more and Gap. I mean, you can't drop Gakpo at the minute though; he's undroppable. No. Don't know where Diaz gets in. I mean, he's not got a lot of numbers of recent, but he's playing well. He's linking up play well, and I think, you know, that's what the main focus of that number 9, if you like, or false 9 in Liverpool's team at the minute.
Cam, we've just gone for the team news. Pretty decent team, quite a young team, especially midfield. Midfield of Trey Ione, McConnell, and Elliott. That's going to be very interesting to see because there's not really any defensive midfielder there, not an defensive-minded midfielder there. So it's going to be interesting to see. We're going to be trying attacking today, then, aren't we? Really, based on that.
Yeah, definitely. Apologies for being a few minutes late.
No, don't apologise.
Yeah, I mean, I saw the team. Defence looks decent. Goalkeeper, centre back, you got Gomez, Quansah, Endo, Kwanzaa, Gomez, and I think it's a really positive team. And then up front, you got Chiesa, you got Jota, and you got Elliott.
Diaz,
right?
yeah.
Sorry, Diaz and then Elliott. Yeah, I think it's a very positive team, and I think Jota is the important one there, right? And Gomez, they need minutes in their legs again. I just caught the tail end of what you guys were talking about regarding Jota. I think Diaz. I think Slot adapts to every opponent, and I think because a lot of teams like to play very deep against us and not a lot of space, I think his preferred three is the one that we continuously see now, which is Diaz, Gakpo, and Salah. Where there's really a lot of space to run into, I suspect it will be Nunes that he prefers. Where it's like a mid block, then it might be someone like Jota. But to be honest with Jota, I feel like his best right now, because you have to manage him, right, would be coming off the bench last 30, 40 minutes, because it seems like he watches the game and has a really good appreciation of what's going on, and therefore he can really impact our games really well. You know, that Slot likes that second half, and I think that's why I see his role being for the remainder of the year. But it really depends on what the teams that we're playing set up with. But just going back to the Plymouth game, I think that team is more than strong enough to win this game, and I'm really looking forward to seeing that midfielder. What's his name? The young boy that's been talked about.
Naone. Both McConnell and Naone have been getting big praise. So.
Yeah, Naomi less so, because I think
McConnell's the one that impressed Slot.
Yeah, he's built like a tank as well, so I think he's the most physically ready.
Yeah.
Of everyone. So yeah, I'm really excited, and I think, dare I say it should be relatively comfortable once we get hold of the game. I think the first 10, 20 minutes they'll be all over us, and it'll be like what's it called, lunatic or crazy football where it's balls in the air constantly. And I think once we get hold of it, we should have too much for Plymouth. I think
looking at the bench as well, it's a very young bench. Very young bench. I mean, there's Curtis Jones and Nunes on the bench, but other than that, it's Doherty, Mebea, Nallo, Rio, Norris, and Young, and Yaros for keeper. So it's a very young bench. So I think it looks like Arne Slot's trying to get out there, get the job done, and then we not have to rely on his bench a little bit, because this could be turned into a tricky tie away to Plymouth. It could be a change. I mean, I thought Acrrington had a few chances against us.
What did you say about Trent for Wednesday, by the way?
We absolutely are saving Trent.
They're up, by the way.
Yeah, we are saving a lot of players for Wednesday, and I think that is what is in mind of Slot right now. But it's a good enough team in it, though, Reece. It's a good enough team to go out there and beat Plymouth. You know, no disrespect to Plymouth, but it will be a tricky game. And looking at the bench, like I said, there's not really many players that could change the game, but it's just youngsters. I'm hoping it's a chance for youngsters to prove a point, though, isn't it?
100%. I always see it as the players who are like the squad players, and then the young players who don't really play. These are the moments they're going to get, which is usually cup competitions, for them to let everyone know that they're on the scene, or to let everyone know that they're serious about being a player for the future for Liverpool. Like you said, no disrespect to Plymouth. Whatever team we put out, we should win. Even if the match was to be tricky and they went in front or they scored, I still think we would win. I just think where we're at in terms of our form and how we've been this season, I'm not really worried if we go a goal behind. Obviously, if we went a goal behind and we lost the man, or certain things was happening, like we had clear-cut opportunities, like and we weren't scoring, then you could be concerned. But I don't see anything other than a Liverpool win. And I'm just looking forward to being able to see certain young players who we don't see all the time.
I mean, the mentality this season, right? It's gone to another level. I think it's gone to the level where we saw where we did win the league. I'm not saying that we're going to definitely win the league this season, but that same mentality seems to be back. And the players that we've got out there today, though, Jota, probably Diaz has that mentality. Keller certainly has it. Gomez certainly has it. These players are so important now, like Gomez, to keep that mentality running through today, because at the end of the day, we still want to win every cup. We still want to win every game, no matter what we're in. Arne Slot said it the other day in the press conference, saying, "Look, when you put that shirt on, you're expected to win every single game."
Mhm.
How important is this to have the Gomez out there, Naj? Just to keep the standards up a little bit.
I mean, I think with Gomez, obviously, he's been one of them through his Liverpool career. He's been a bit unfortunate not to, have a starting berth in the team, because I think you obviously look back to the 2019 season when Van Dijk were unbelievable. Obviously, injuries have really affected him over the years, but I think Gomez, especially more than most players in that team, obviously he's got 300 appearances under his belt for Liverpool. Like, he's obviously a well-seasoned pro, and I just like to see him, come in and get himself back into sort of the mix. I mean, obviously, with all due respect, it is Plymouth we are playing, but Gomez obviously is sort of gone down that pecking order a little bit due to the injury received, a couple of months ago. But yeah, I'd like to see him play. I presume he'd be captain today, Gomez, wouldn't he?
Absolutely. Look at that lineup. Yeah, possibly. Yeah, it would be. Yeah, unless it's maybe Email Jota. I presume it would be Gomez.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I say, I think he's, in my eyes, he's obviously still better than Kwanzaa, but Kwanzaa's young. But it's sort of good for the rest of the season. Gomez coming back in as well, because I think that because he's so you can play him anywhere, can't you? You can play him left back, centre back, right back. I think he's so important for seeing out games as well, especially with Trent in certain games. He gets a bit leggy, doesn't he, towards the end in big ties. Obviously, Trent's a lot better football than Gomez, but Gomez just that defensive side of things. I think he'd be a big addition if you back to the squad.
If you had joined us live, like Sean here, get involved. So big up guys, big up Sean. Yeah, let me know your predictions in the comments if you are live joining us on YouTube, whether you're joining us on YouTube or on Twitch. Let us know your comments. Let us know your predictions. Boys, I want to go around for all of you, right? Which youngster are you looking forward to seeing today? And so I want to see if we've got the same sort of. You can only pick one. That's all I'm saying. You can only pick one. There's definitely a few I'm looking forward to seeing, but you can only pick one. Cam.
As I said previously, McConnell.
Yeah.
Excited to see him. Thought he did very well against PSV when he came on, or when he played. So yeah, he's my pick of all of them. I mean, the youngsters are only in the midfield, right?
We've got Kwanzaa's technically, and then Mail in the midfield, and then also the bench players as well. Really,
Kwanzaa's a first team player in reality, because of the amount of games he's played so far for the club. It's only the midfield, right? The three midfield, which is sort of.
Well, McCollum, Trey mainly, and then other than that, it's mainly the bench players that will probably get a chance.
McConnell, I'd like to see. Trey's he's a good player as well, but he's, as I say, in his development, he's physically, I think, he's got a couple of years to get bigger. But yeah.
Reese, anyone for you? Anyone from the bench, possibly? Rio?
Can I not pick two?
Go for it.
Trey, obviously Trey. I'm looking forward that he started. And then the other one would be Rio, who's on the bench.
Yeah.
I don't know how to pronounce his surname, so I'll just say his first name instead.
Ngumoa.
I'm always
Ngumoa, I think it is. Ngumoa.
When he plays, I'm always excited. You can see he's got something about him that's kind of beyond his years. He doesn't even look like he's 17, the size of him. So
He reminds me of early Sterling. I don't know if anyone watched Sterling in the academy.
Yeah. But I think he's even more filled out already, though. He doesn't look like someone who's 17.
I mean, he'll do well to get to Sterling's level, but he's got faster feet than him.
Feet
are quick.
It seems to be more raw than Sterling was. I think Sterling was quite. He sort of stayed the same all the way through his career. He just got better at what he was doing. I think Rio's got more potential than Sterling, if I'm honest. Naj, anyone different?
I mean, everyone said who I was going to say, but I think probably a good one is probably Kane Doherty on the bench.
Yeah.
Because obviously, we signed him from Ireland, obviously from big reputation, and obviously he's been really good in the youth and academy system for Liverpool. I just like to see what he's what it's all about, because obviously, like I say, massive talk around him in the academy and the under 21s and stuff. So be a big chance if he comes off the bench today. See how he can perform. Yeah, basically.
It's just nice to have games like this, isn't it? It's nice to have games like this where we can see these players, because it's very rare we get the chance. If we've got a full team, we're always going to play this full team in the Premier League and the Champions League, and it's so important to do that. But it's nice to have these options to come off into games like this, into the Carabao Cup. Obviously, the Carabao Cup's the final now, so we probably won't see them in the final. But this is a perfect chance for them guys to, I'd say, prove a point. Certainly, maybe make a name for themselves. I think I'm on the same channel as you guys. McCollum's certainly one that has been touted massively by Arne Slot. He played brilliant. I think one of a few players that play well against PSV. I want to say Trent Arne has shown a lot since he has played. Really, obviously the most exciting player at the club right now in terms of youngsters. But yeah, I'm not taking Plymouth lightly. I'm not taking Plymouth lightly at all, and I hope we don't have to rely on those youngsters coming off the bench, because it's a lot of pressure for them. Man City going through yesterday, boys. Are we? Is it just us and Man City that are favourites now? Arsenal out, Chelsea are out, Tottenham probably going to out this afternoon.
Would you consider Man City as a favourite?
You'd have to, wouldn't you? Especially when they got the Premier League and the Champions League.
I wouldn't.
Really?
No.
Not really.
No. When they play someone good, they'll lose. I'm not worried about City. If they play someone decent, not even good, they'll lose.
Listen, they can always, a team of Cities, they still have quality throughout their team, right? Like Man United did us over in the quarterfinals last year.
Yeah.
They can raise, their issue will always be their legs, right? If they can raise it and we underperform, they can win it. They can beat us. But at the moment, I think any team that increases their intensity, that has a good level of technical quality as well, should steamroll Man City, if I'm honest with you. But that's not to say that, how many times did we beat teams that were, definitely far superior than us, because we have the ability to raise our game. I just don't see City as a team that plays high tempo football. So I just don't see them raising their game. But if they could, then they can give it a try. But clearly we're the favourites now. And I think I take any team in the next round, if we progress without being arrogant, at home, we will go through any team. But again, it also depends who Slot plays as well.
Yeah.
So in the next round, because these games they're coming thick and fast now, and I can see us compromising in the FA Cup. League Cup, I think he'll go relatively strong, but even the next round, if we draw a real top team and we have a game 3 days later, I think he'll compromise this team. But yes, in answer to your long way of saying, we are the favourites.
Yeah.
But it doesn't mean anything until you win the games, right?
Now, before you go, I know you need to go. But before you go, give me a prediction.
4-1.
4-1, okay. Expecting a lot of goals then. Yeah, I think 4-0 against Acrrington was. I don't think we was amazing against Acrrington, but you don't need to be amazing against Acrrington. Like I said, I think they had chances to score goals, and Plymouth are a much better team than Acrrington, and a much better league, playing harder teams every single week. I just think we've got to be very, very careful. I know, and like I said, there's players out there that's a lot of young players, especially the ones on the bench. If we at some point losing in this game, it's going to be hard to come back, and it's trying to get that standards that we have in the first team and the mentality that we have in the first team to flow into these fringe players, into these youngsters. Thanks, Naj. If you do need to go, you can absolutely go. Thank you for joining me, mate. And I'll speak to you, I'm sure, later on.
No problem.
Like I said, anyone has got their predictions in the chat, please let me know in the chat. I'll bring it up onto the screen. If you've got a different prediction to Naj, 4-1 has gone. Naj has gone 4. We'll get these predictions from Cam and Reece a little bit later on. But so yeah, I think the City thing. I get where you two are coming from regarding City. I just think when they've got the players, they've just bought some good players, right? When they start getting gelled in and properly gelled, and I think about the Premier League really to concentrate on in terms of the going for the title anyway. They're certainly out of the title. Top 4 they should be getting regardless. Well, I think it'll be top 5 anyway. I would still put them as like joint favourites with us. Maybe I'd say us slightly favourites because of the way we're playing. I'd say us favourites because of the way we're playing, but I can't really rule out City. I know they struggled yesterday, but like I say, it's the cup. Anyone can struggle in the cup. I mean, Chelsea are out. Southampton lost to Burnley. There was another shot yesterday. What new? I think who else? Leeds went out to Millwall at home. Birmingham gave Newcastle a good game. Very good game that was last night. So past Liverpool, Man City, there's not really anyone there. Aston Villa, Tottenham later on. So one of those are going to go through. Newcastle probably that after that. I'm not going to include Man United in any of these conversations.
I mean, I hope you don't mind me jumping in. I guess it would also, because of their squad, it would depend how far they get in the Champions League as well.
Yeah.
There's all these variables, right? So I would say, if Man City are able to overcome Real Madrid, I think because of the strength of their squad right now, they'll prioritize the Champions League. So that's another consideration. If they go out, then I think whilst we would rotate for our FA Cup games, I could see them going all 11 strong. Their first, it really depends on what's going on around them as well. But I think we're clear favourites. Like, no offense to Man City, best team over the last 4 years, one of the greatest teams in Premier League history, 100 points, treble, 2 different trebles, etc. But this team isn't the same team, and they've brought in players that at the moment will probably take 12 months to 2 years to gel under Pep. And I think by the time they do gel, probably Pep is going to be off anyway.
I mean, speaking of Man City though, Reece, did you watch the late night game? I watched the first half before my game.
I didn't really watch it. I see bits and bobs. I kind of turned it on because when I checked Sky Sports, I saw that they were losing. So I was like, oh, this is. I didn't see this coming. So, but obviously, I knew they would still win the game. But even that is worrying because a City that's firing, Leighton Orient don't score. They're not even in the game. If they do score, a normal City would win that 5-6. 7. That's why I didn't really pay attention to that game the first time because I thought they were just going to walk through them like they did with Salford. Like, don't get me wrong. Further down the line, like if we get to like the semis, the quarters, or particularly the semis, I would say Man City. I would say then you kind of got to consider them. I just think when they play someone good, or decent, or someone who's got a bit more legs or presses a bit more, they're kind of in trouble. And you've kind of seen that in the Premier League. You've seen them win 2 or 3 games and then people think they're back. And then when they go and play a decent team, they drop points or they lose again. And like Cam said as well, they still got a lot of games to play. They've got to play that extra 2 legs now against Real Madrid, which isn't going to be an easy game. Yes, they've got a chance of going through. I would favour Real Madrid right now. If this was, like I said, City from last year, then I'd say no problem. But I'm not. I'm more, in terms of the FA Cup, I'm more the team I would say that's closer to being close to winning it, like us would be a Newcastle.
Yeah.
I would say because Newcastle got to the final of the Carabao Cup with us.
Yeah.
I know we don't want to give United any credit, but as long as they're still in it, they've still got a chance as well. They still have a chance. And you've seen them already beat City when they weren't even at their best at City.
Yeah.
So
I get that in terms of clubs like that. Because when we were shit, we still always had a chance of winning cups. In fact, we won cups.
They still have that kind of mentality. I know they shouldn't have really got through because the goal shouldn't have stood. And don't ask me why there wasn't no VAR. I don't understand why they do this. Sometimes they have it and then randomly they decide we're not going to use it today. It's like, it's not a good look, but yeah.
I think what I took from the City game though is what I'm taking into today is that the fact that these teams against these Premier League teams, FA Cup is magic. It's magic for a reason, and I'm starting to see actually last couple of rounds this season. I think the FA Cup sort of getting its magic back a little bit. Which the time with Spurs game, and then before that, and then Plymouth beating Brentford in the last game. Late night yesterday going 1-0 up, I thought that was Birmingham Newcastle yesterday. It was a bit of a more magic of a game as well, and that I love the magic of the cup coming back, and that's why into today's game I'm thinking we can't take anything for granted. Again, look, Late Night went out and got there. A moment of brilliance, by the way. That goal was unreal. It wasn't on goal then, but it was actually a sheer moment of brains and brilliance. It was, and things like that can happen. Plymouth will have players that can just come up with something like that because these are professional footballers. At the end of the day, they're playing at a high elite level in the Championship. Yes, it's not the Premier League, but it's a high elite level. The smart footballs, good footballers to get goals out of nothing, and they will have them. I mean, Callum Wright's a good striker.
They're at bottom of the Championship. They've only won 5 games this season, I think. But listen, you're right. Football, anything can happen. But even if we lost the game, I'd still expect us to create a lot of chances and not take them. Just going back to Man City very quickly.
Yeah.
There was a stat put out 3 weeks ago about box defending. Man City are the worst box defending side in the Premier League. That's worse than any other team. Yeah. So they allow the opponents to successfully cross 35% of their crosses, and they only are able to block 52% of the shots against them. In comparison, Liverpool cross opponents against us cross success is at 25%, so 10% difference, and we block just over 56%. No, like Ipswich are better than them. Southampton are better than them. They are so weak in their box defending that, like, I think it's sentimental that we're saying Man City are joint favourites. The data doesn't show that, but football isn't played on spreadsheets, I guess.
Yeah, I get that. I do. Yeah, I mean, if you base it off form right now, City aren't second favourites. Really, it should be Newcastle.
Newcastle
and Nottingham Forest. And Nottingham Forest, because Nottingham Forest still got to play. I'll say they play Monday. I think they play Tuesday night, don't they? Tuesday night.
Nottingham Forest, can't forget about Nottingham.
Yeah. So Nottingham Forest are still in it as well. So if you're going on actual form, but if you mix a little bit of form and actual what we know what they're capable of, I mean, Man City are still capable of doing bits. So they still got Pep Guardiola as manager. They haven't. You don't just turn shit overnight and that's it. That's it. Shit for the rest of the time. Then still got some good players.
That Liverpool team 2 years ago, that was losing game after game. We literally turned shit overnight. It was literally the definition. Listen,
but we turned it around at some point. Like we started to play well last year, and again playing well last year. We've still got some of the same players, really.
I get it, comparative, right? When we're talking about shit, we're not comparing it to. We're comparing it to our standards, right? So Man City, where Man City were and where Man City now are, it's basically from gold to shit, right? At the moment, compared to the rest of the league. They're the 5th best team in the league, or 6th best, wherever they are in the league. They hit the magic 40-point mark, so they'll be in the Premier League next season, albeit some sort of administrative charges. But
what are you trying to suggest there? What are you trying to suggest?
No, nothing. But they are like no way should they like. I put Liverpool, Newcastle, Forest. I put Villa all ahead of them in terms of favourites. Personally.
Wow. I didn't think you were going to say Villa there.
Why?
I didn't think you say Villa. Villa got to get through today, though. Villa got to get through today first.
It's Tottenham. No offence. Come on.
I know Tottenham could.
And Villa as well. So.
Yeah, but Tottenham might surprise you, mate. Tottenham might surprise you. It is Tottenham. They do bottle things, but
maybe
they got to the semi-final at Carabao Cup. At least.
But I think, isn't it Rashford playing today? Probably going to play today. Remember, I said Rashford's going to score. Scores for Aston Villa today.
I just saw something flash up from my app. I got the Tottenham app because I went to one of their games once, and it said England striker is ruled out. So I didn't know who they were.
That'd be Solanke. So Solanke that.
No, it says Aston Villa.
All right. Okay. All right. So good. All right. Okay.
So I don't know who that is.
I hate Clint. It's so clickbait, isn't it? You're going to press it to find out if it's Rashford or Watkins.
Yeah,
I think Watkins was carrying. Rashford can't be cup tie, can he? I don't think he played for Man United the first game, did he?
Watkins out, Rashford and Asensio available.
yeah.
There you go. So Rashford will play for Tottenham, for Aston Villa. I can't believe we got Asensio. That's a good sign.
We have to do this to you, right? After this, you're ahead of the curve.
You know what? I don't even care who wins out of Aston Villa and Tottenham. I think they're both on similar level in terms of where they can play. I mean, if Tottenham actually start playing where they can play and they get the players back, I think they are Aston Villa level.
Aston Villa's a better team than Tottenham. They're not the same level. No.
Not if Tottenham have a full team. Not if Tottenham have a full team.
Even if they do, for me, I would back Villa more. I think Villa's a better team.
They're a lot more pragmatic team as well. So if we get them at Villa Park, that would be like difficult. But with Spurs, there's always space to run into. Spurs play very cavalier football, generally speaking. But Aston Villa, they got a manager who's very, very like a fox. He's very wise, and he will literally cut all that space off for us, and he'll make it difficult. I'm with Reece here. Like, give me Spurs. I'd rather. This is gonna get me in trouble. But I'd rather be 1-0 down to Spurs with 30 minutes played already than play Villa at Villa Park being 0-0. Put it that way in the next round.
You know what? We're going to come back to this. You guys, I won't rule Tottenham out winning today. It's just one of those games. It's just a typical Tottenham to get a win, but then they'll bottle it against someone awful the next round like that. But yeah,
make fights, and I think Tottenham are so nice for us.
Yeah.
So nice. While Villa, I think, could be a problem.
I get what you're saying though. Emery's a sensational manager. I just think Tottenham have been very. I've been honest on the. I always think Tottenham have been very, very unlucky with injuries. Their injury list is just ridiculous at the moment. But Ange and his stubbornness with his attacking, the way he's attacking and the way he's opening, like games, it's just going against them. I think today's a big game for him. If he loses today, it's a potential. It is a potential sacking.
Have the injuries really been unlucky? Like, if you imagine we had Konate Gomez and we played a super high line, and I'd love to see their sprint stats every game through the previous seasons. Like, all those sprints they were doing to get back messed up Konate's hamstring, right?
Yeah.
And I wonder whether their injuries are actually bad luck or whether it's because they have to sprint 50 yards back every time.
It can. Yeah, it is. It's a lot to do with how managers play them as well. Definitely. I would like to see what injuries they do have, but they've got a big injury list. And if it is on Ange, it is on Ange. I feel at the end of the day, it takes its toll. I mean, Archie Gray I saw Archie Gray finally play his position the other day against us just for like half an hour. That's his own position. But yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting FA Cup though. It's going to be an interesting FA Cup because of Man City not really being in the league. Nottingham Forest, I don't know how serious Nottingham Forest is going to take it, or are they going to concentrate on getting top 4, top 5? Because they've got a good chance of getting that. Newcastle got a good win yesterday. I thought Newcastle got a very good, an impressive win yesterday. They went behind against Birmingham, tricky place to go. They did have a little bit of a changed team as well. They didn't play Isaac. They didn't play Gordon. They played a front three that's not played all season together. So yeah, there's some interesting games and there's some interesting teams still in the FA Cup, but we've got to make sure we get our job done today. So I think we are how far we are away from kickoff. So we are 8 minutes away from kickoff. So make sure you do. So before we do go though, guys, make sure you do like this video, subscribe to the channel, and get your notification bells on as well. I'm hoping to be back for match reaction. Just hoping. All depends on if I can get them out for match reaction. But yeah, before we do go, boys, predictions, Reece.
I'm gonna go 4-1 as well.
4-1, 2 4-1s. Go on, Cam. He's confident.
2-0. Liverpool.
You know what? I should just cut it off there. I should just end stream there and leaves the viewers in an EastEnders sort of anticlimax thing, and you don't know who you said 2-0 to. And when but yeah, I'm going to go 3-1. I'm not going to go 4-1. I'm going to go 3-1. I think it'd be. I see Plymouth actually attacking really hard at the beginning, but I think that'll hurt them. I think if they go for us early on, we're going to the pace we have on the break. I mean, Jota's faster than he actually looks. But Diaz on the pace, and I've got youngsters coming on as well to break them down. I think class and probably just energy might win in the end, if I'm honest.
Praying Jota doesn't get injured.
I think that's our biggest thing, isn't it? Case and Jota stay fit.
Playing these type of teams and at their kind of ground, obviously it's not necessarily the same quality as our ground. This kind of game, he can get. Yeah, I mean, he kind of always gets into tackle. So I'm just hoping if he can score and not pick up any knocks or bruises, because what I've realized is
Reece, you jinx this now by mentioning it.
No, but we've seen it now. I've seen him play a game and come off.
Yeah.
And it's saying he has picked up an injury.
Yeah.
And then you go back. I go back and watch the game to see which kind of tackles and stuff. So
it's weird with Jota, right, Reece? He always gets like what's the word I'm looking for?
Impact injuries.
Angled or
impact.
Somebody falls on him or
plays.
It's really weird. The other forwards are a little bit more cunning when it comes to that. It's like he's trying to win fouls as well.
Yeah.
He ends up inadvertently injuring himself.
And you'll get that sort of feeling where, as a manager, you say, let them know early. I think you'll get that sort of feeling today, being a cup tie, being away to Plymouth. Their manager, I'm not saying the manager like that. He seems like a very, very smart manager, by the way. He's a new manager, and he's a very, very smart manager. He speaks very well, but he will let them know. I think that's the dressing room. The dressing room in a lower league side, they'll say, "Look, let them know earlier we're here," and they'll stick it on. Certainly, Case and Jota, because they know that they could just pick up an injury like that, and they're not trying to injure players. If that makes sense, they're not trying to injure players, but you do let them know early. Everyone does it from grassroots upwards.
You've got to drag the other team who's better than you down to your level.
Yeah.
They're going to try to make. I assume they're going to try and make it scrappy and stop. But ultimately, once you get past the first 15, 20 minutes, you'd hope that the team takes control.
Yeah.
The midfield is quite young, but we have so much talent up front and on the bench. I think you said we got Nunes and who?
Curtis Jones in terms of senior, yeah.
You could bring on Curtis Jones if you need if the control. Is right.
Yeah.
And you still got a lot of firepower up front.
And if worse comes to worse, I mean, Endo can go back into midfield and bring someone like Nallo on, for example. I can go centre back.
I really like Endo, by the way, at centre back. He's really
he's mature. That's what he is. He's mature and he knows the game.
He's actually really good in the air for somebody. He's the same height as me, I think. And I'm not 5'8", 5'9", and he's got a good leap in him, which is which is.
I think those that play in defensive midfield though, they have that mindset. It's quite a similar position to centre back, but a bit more. You need a little bit more football and ability, a little bit at DM. But it's just that same mindset. It's just that same. And it's probably better for them, to be honest, because they drop back and they see the whole game then in front of them. It is that same mindset and just about positioning mainly, and that's what Endo will be liking to. I think that's why he does well at centre back. That's why someone like Bacetić, for example, played centre back and could play DM. Fabinho did well at centre back when he went centre back when we needed him at centre back, but we shouldn't have to do that. But that's what it is. But
Fabinho,
thank you guys for joining me. What's that?
Fabinho was originally a right back that moved into DM, so I can see why why
he did slot in. Yeah. Thank you, boys, for joining me. Thank you, Dan, as well, who joined me as well. Thank you, Sean, for getting in the comments. Make sure you do like this video, subscribe to the channel, and get your notification bells on. I'm hoping that I am live after the game, so make sure you get your notification bells on. It will tell you if I am live, but if not, we will get content out later on and tomorrow as well. Thank you for watching. Have a great day, and hope it ends.